Show my tab here. All right, it looks like we're back, guys. All right, I guess I had some reconnecting issues there. So sometimes OBS can be very good, and sometimes OBS can be kind of a pain in the butt. It kind of drops you every once in a while, and that's kind of what happened there. I had a kind of a disconnect most of them. So just make sure you're all still here, and I want to finish my apology to my friends, okay? Especially to Agent Zero. I am so sorry, Amy. I'm so sorry. I promise if you let me back into your community, it will never happen again. Thank you. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm dropping it now because that's the only way we can move forward, guys. So if you're here, still in chat, let me know. By new girl, you're first in line for your reading today. And then you're in second line. So just let me know we're all back and that you can hear me and understand me and all of that fun stuff. And then we'll get to doing readings, guys. You know. And then we'll get to doing readings, guys. You know. So whenever you're ready, let me know. And then we'll get to doing. Do. Waiting for my people to say that they're here. All right. Well, I guess I have to wait to see, right? Viewer count. Oh, here we go. Refresh. Are we still online, guys? Okay. We are waiting for some people to come back in, guys, so we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, so, we all make mistakes, guys. And we all make things that happen in our lives. Even I'm human, guys. I make my fair share of mistakes and stuff like that, too, sometimes. So, that's how it goes. But, I like to say we try to stay positive here. I just want to let you all know that I don't care what your issue or problem is here. If you need help, I don't mind you asking my chat for help. I want you to know this is always a space you can do that. I hope that we have the kind of community that can come together, not only be supportive people to others, but also to allow us to get that love in return as well. And you know what? That's what it's about. It's about sharing our journey with our friends and our people that we have met along the way. And as much as I have been lived a long life, that does not mean I necessarily know everything, okay? So, and that sometimes does mean that, things do happen from time to time that, I had complete control of. I wish I hadn't, but I did. And it's just like one of those things where I have to kind of move forward because that's all I can do for now. I had another friend when I was a baby streamer myself, and I didn't know a lot of the rules. And you know what? I made a mistake there too, and I learned a lesson from that. I still haven't been able to go back to that community yet, and I probably never will, because it's been long enough now where I know I'm just not welcomed there anymore. And I understand why they wanted to do that. That's their community, and I have no hard or ill feelings towards them whatsoever, okay? Anyway, so a little bit about my journey here, guys, and what we're working on. Be New Girl, this is your first official call for your reading. Be New Girl, this is your first official call for your reading. All right, but, we can only move forward, guys. We can only do that. That's all we can ever do. I've made bigger mistakes, trust me, in my life. We've all made bigger mistakes in our life. It's not about whether or not you make a mistake. It's what you learn from that mistake is the most important part of the lesson. And even I still have a lot to learn in those kind of respects sometimes. Even I, the one who thinks he knows it all, and I don't know it all. So, it's kind of one of those deals as well. Serenity, are you ready for your reading? I think the other two must have. Jur, are you ready for your reading? Please let me know if you're still in chat and you're ready for your reading. Be New Girl, this will be your second call in just a little bit here. We're going to give her a little bit more time to come back in. Okay, Serenity's here. So, you know what? I will probably just move them to the end of the list if they are, because I know they will come back in eventually, but, this is your second call. There, Be New Girl, second call for your reading today. We'll just get through some of these little bit of inline thingies here. Yep. And, we'll keep going from there. My life has been pretty good recently. Like I said, wife went to the hospital. She had some distress in her tummy issue. That's about the biggest thing that's happened this week. And we've been watching The Walking Dead all over from scratch again. And she's finally getting into it a little bit here and there, And it's one of my favorite series. But she's not a big fan of zombie movies, okay? But she likes the fun, campy kind of zombie movies like Zombieland and stuff like that. B-movie hell is completely on the table. And what do I mean by B-movie hell? It's so bad you love it. That's what I call B-movie hell, okay? So, and just, kind of one of those things here. And trying to keep moving forward and doing all of these fun things. I'm trying to get this deck published right now. And if I've got to put more energy into that right now, that's what I got to do, man. And, I know that I'm a good person. They know I've got a good heart. They just don't always know where my attention span is or if I get it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I know that you guys understand me because you come here to be a part of it. Be New Girl, this is your last and final call. Be New Girl, this is your last and final call. All right, you've got 1 minute to respond. If you do not, in 1 minute from now, I will be moving on to the next person in line. Jur, you are going to be the next person in line. So please let me know you're here in chat so that I can call you out. I will call you 3 times as well, 1 minute apiece for each of those calls. That's how I try to do it here, guys, because I did have a disconnect issue. So, I want to give people a little bit of time to trickle back in here and stuff like that. All of our journeys tie together. And today I got the share card, and it's all about sharing the right kinds of information and sharing what went on, and not that I have any excuses because I'm an old man and they're younger people. I'm 50 years old. They're probably half of my age. They could be my kids. That's how old I am. Okay. But, like I said, I don't like to use this word, but I'm a very special brain. I have a slow learning disability, and sometimes I don't always get the social cues and stuff like that. That's why in real life it's a lot harder for me to make friends sometimes, because some people either don't like my energy or they like who I am and all of that, but they can't handle all the I'm like this all of the time kind of stuff. Well, that's just part of who I am, So, all right, Jur, Be New Girl, you have no more chances. Jur, your first and final call. First call for Jur. First call for Jur. All right. We'll give them a minute for their first call. How are you doing today, Serenity? How have you been lately? Like I said, we're going to get back into doing other things right now, because Serenity's here for her reading. She's ready to rock and roll. Alone again, I just think I'm alone again. I just think I'm all alone again. You know what I'm saying there? Yep. All right, Jur, this is your second call. Jur, second call for Jur. I don't think this. I'm gonna give them another minute. Yeah, you might as well get your numbers in there. That's what I was gonna say. You might as well get your numbers ready. And do you have a question today, or just a general reading there, Serenity? You'll be the first one who gets the first reading out of this deck today. So there's that too. First fresh cards for you there, Serenity. All right, let's give them one. We're almost there to the next minute there soon, and then we'll get going on here. One more call out for Jur. Jur, this is your third and final call for Jur. Third and final call for Jur. All right, we've got 1 minute to respond. If you have not responded in 1 minute, I will be taking you off of my list. All right, moving on to the next person will be Serenity. She's got 6 and 8 in the chat. I think you want a general, but just let me know. Okay, if you have a question, you know how it works here. Otherwise, I'll take it as you just want a general. Yeah, I just want to know why everybody shade me these last time. Okay. Well, give them 30 more seconds, and if they don't respond, we'll get into you real quick there. And we'll answer those questions for you, Serenity. All right. Let's move on. All right, Serenity, we're going to get into your reading right now, okay? These are your 6 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And the 8th card, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 8th card is now on top, and we want to know why everybody is shading me this last time that you were with these people, right? I believe that's what you're trying to ask there. And we'll get you some, hopefully we'll get you some much needed answers. Okay, I gotta fix this camera. Why is it so unbalanced right now? See, I don't want you to see all of that, but I want you to see my cards and not have to move them around all a bunch. But it's like, hello, okay, and I can't do that either. All right, okay, I think I got it. And then last but not least, the last card. So, Serenity. Picking up on some, kind of like I think we have kind of a similar story a little bit here, and maybe that's why we're connecting a tiny bit. But Serenity, why everybody is showing you shade and stuff like that right now is because they're uncertain about the path that you are on right now. They kind of see you trying to combine a couple different things together to find a path that's really moving you forward. And maybe those people that are giving you that are the reeds that are in front of the path that you have yet to find. Now, that doesn't mean you have to cut them away, but you do have to clear them away. Maybe these are the people who you don't need back in your life again. Maybe your energies are being raised to a higher level, and right now, they're not being attracted to you. Like attracts like. Shade attracts shade. So ask yourself, what am I doing right now that is trying to attract that kind of energy towards me? Why? What is this one thing I need to face that I need to finally get over and get past so that I can start walking a path that's not really hard or easy? It's going to be one I'm forging myself. I'm going to plan what I need to plan. I'm going to be as dedicated to that as I can be dedicated to it. But it's definitely going to be something I take my own time with. And it's all about what's underneath the surface of what's going on right now. It's that surface mask. We all put on a mask of safety to protect ourselves from the things that we are not really ready to hear or understand. And maybe it's less about that than it is to say, I'm removing the mask. And as I remove this mask that you're used to seeing all of the time that I've presented to you up to this point, now they think I'm lying to you because I'm revealing who I truly am. So I hope you kind of get that understanding that they don't understand that what you're doing is trying to show them more of who you are, and they're taking it as you've been lying to me all of this time. No, I haven't been lying to you. I've been keeping myself safe until I could trust you, kind of a deal. And realizing what is underneath that mask and why people choose to wear the mask that they choose to wear every single day. Just like you decide every day, do you go out of this world and ask yourself, are you ready to start to really see what was under the surface all along? And maybe you're finally seeing things that you haven't seen before because your energies are being raised up again. It's all about you tending back to your life. They want to see you take care of life right now, your own life, and tending those coals in that fire. It seems like right now your fire might be a little bit scattered and all over the place. Well, it's time to put those physical, mental, and spiritual coals back into a place where it can start to focus that flame so that you can start to work on the things that are really important to you. And that just means tending to what you have going on in your own life right now. Be proud of the achievements in that which you have made. allowing yourself to say, I did something physically good for myself. I have to appreciate that. If everybody else doesn't appreciate that, that's on them. I have to keep doing this mental thing that's good for me, even though my friends might not see it in a positive way. It is helping me become the kind of person I want to be. Moving on to that, the spiritual. It may be something within my spirit right now that I've got to bring together and refocus once again so that I can find that within myself and within my life. Tending to that fire will allow all of those energies to recombine. That doesn't mean they will never come back. It just means right now, maybe your fire is a little too hot. Right? Right. And that might be all it really is. It's not about, it is kind of a sad time for everyone involved. Remind yourself that when people change, I used to get this phrase said to me a lot. We want the old you back. Right? And I've heard that a lot in my life. They wanted the old me back. Well, the old me was a manic depressive man who yelled at everybody, who never took responsibility for his own life, who was anxiety filled, depressed filled, who didn't take any ownership of anything, not even himself. So I don't want the old Josh back. I want the Josh I am today. The empowered Josh, the positive Josh, the beautiful Josh. And as we start to move through those phases, as one thing starts to end and another thing begins again. So just remind yourself that this is just a phase you're meant to go through so that you can really find out why these energies are doing this for you here. And that's why they're throwing that shade out there, because they're not used to the new energy. And they feel like they're losing their friend. They don't see you going down a positive path. They think you're going down a negative path, right? Well, it's sometimes when we're empowering ourselves and we're becoming more successful, even if we don't try, we are kind of jealous that someone's doing better than us sometimes. And I kind of think that's a little bit. I think it's a little bit of butthurt feelings a little bit there too. It's not really, it's kind of a tiny bit of jealousy, a tiny bit of hurt butt, but most of it is just, they just don't understand what you're trying to do right now. And that's kind of what I'm feeling for you and your energies right now. And that is your general reading for today, Serenity. But I do have a couple more things from you from your guides if you want them. And that's up to you. They want me to ask if you need anything else answered today that you've been trying to find out an answer of. Okay. All right. I guess what they are trying to say is, okay, good. Then I'm not going to worry about it then. Well, that's what I'm here to do. If you don't need to know it, if you're already aware of it, then I don't need to tell you what they're trying to tell you. So, hi, Light Seeker. Welcome on in. Well, thank you very much for having your reading today, Serenity to Win. I hope to see you again. Light Seeker, it is your turn. Now in chat, it is your turn for your reading today. Throw me your numbers and or question. Whenever you're ready, please. I would greatly appreciate it. And how are you doing today, my Light Seeker friend? May I have a general reading, please? Sure. What are your numbers for today? You're welcome, Serenity. Have a blessed day. I'm doing good. Got a tough lesson I had to learn, but we're moving forward from it and trying to be more positive. That's all we can do. You know what I'm saying? Even I have things to learn. Yeah. About that. 4 shuffles. You got it. Here are your 4 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now your second number, 1 through 52, please. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and the 18th card is now on top for Light Seeker today. Just a general for Light Seeker. So we need a little bit of a check-in just to see where we're at and see if there's anything we need to know today. Well, Light Seeker. You know, it seems like right now, it might not seem like there's a plan in place for everything you're kind of going through at this moment. But I want you to know there is a plan in place. The plan is, there's no plan. It doesn't matter to the universe right now. They want you to just kind of wander and experience a couple of things and find out what might be working and not working and what is good for you and what's not good for you. And they want you to stop being so concerned with getting to the end of the journey or getting to the end of the goal or getting to the end of the spiritual enlightenment that you're doing or whatever like that. It's time to take a more wandering path a little bit more and not be so worried about the plan, okay? They just want to see you start to do something very important. They just want to see you along this wandering path to realize that what you're walking towards is where that compost pile has finally started to turn back into that life-giving dirt again. It's almost finished, done with that process. You threw these things away you didn't need any longer, but you had to come back to that path and come back to that spot because it took some time to do. It had to have time to decay. And as these things started to slowly move out of your life and your energies, as we start to accept new things in our lives, we have let go of other things as well. So letting it go and allowing yourself to just say, it's for my own benefit. Because what are we going to find when we get to the end of this path? Well, it's that potential we've been waiting to spring forth into our life. We've been wanting something a lot, right? And we know we have the potential to do this and make it a dream come true and do everything we want to do with it. But we knew it was going to take some much good fertilized soil, some really good seeds, and we had to give it time to bloom as well. We had to allow our positive vibes to come in and start to open that leaf just a little bit more. We had to allow that emotional rain down onto ourselves and allow that leaf to open just a little bit more. And then we had to allow that wind to blow it on all the rest of the way open so we can feel and breathe the air and the life blood within our lungs. And just to realize that, that's what they're getting you ready for, to start to achieve those things that you know you've always had the potential to do. They're waiting. They're waiting for the cork to pop. It's like champagne in a bottle, my friend. You're shaking the champagne bottle, and all they're doing right now is getting that champagne bottle all nice and cold because it's time to party. And they want you to release all of this stuff that you kind of think you are holding yourself back from. Releasing all of this energy that you think is not serving you any purpose anymore, or start to use it to your advantage. Everything you are going through right now is designed to help you release that which you no longer need in your life. And that's why you're going through everything you're going through right now, Lightseeker. You feel close, but still a little bit lost, right? So that means you're still kind of wandering. You're waiting till you can find a path that's going to be right for you. So I bet right now you're trying to make a lot of life-changing decisions within your head. You don't really have a concrete idea of what's going on and stuff like that. And stuff is kind of going on in the head, and we have to release some of that energy somewhere, because it's all been bottling up inside. And allowing that decay to finally tell us it's time to go to that fertile ground now, because we know we've done enough work. We just have to now start to say, what am I going to be planting? What buds do I want to grow on those trees? What things do I want to start to release into this world that are going to benefit me rather than hinder me? And that's kind of what I feel like they're trying to tell you and get you back on track with. Lost is not a bad thing, because lost means you can be found. Lost means you can always find a path that will lead you somewhere you've never expected before. And you never know where that journey will take you. You never know what thing you may learn down that path when you're lost. Because as you start to search for the right path and that opens up to you, you suddenly see something in the distance and you say, what is that anyway? And you start walking towards that thing. And then you look down and guess what it is? It's everything you hoped you wanted to find, right? But once you find it, sometimes you gotta go, yippee, I found it, hey! You know what I'm saying? And I kind of think that's what they're trying to get you back to doing, is being proud of the journey that you're on, understanding that you are going to take the time you need to make sure this is the kind of thing you really want to bud and grow in your life, because you want this to be something, yada, 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 hooty, hooty, hoo, you understand. Oh, and then you just say, I understand. See, I don't always look down at chat all of the time to see what you're saying. So when I say things like that and then I say the words, I understand, it's like, so, more than anything, what I'm hearing from your guides right now, Light Seeker, is you've been really hard on yourself a lot lately and beating up on yourself for things you aren't doing right now. Stop giving yourself for the things you aren't doing and start giving yourself credit for the things you are doing, is what they kind of wanted me to tell you. Right. You're going through the dark night of the soul for a reason. What comes after you get out of that dark night of the soul? And you know very well what that means. It's time to go back into the cauldron of change. It's time to go see what ingredients we need. And as we exit this dark night of the soul, we rebirth ourselves into this new being that we are now going to be. So that's basically kind of where you're going on this journey. So just keep, when it seems to be shitty and hard on you, ask yourself, what am I supposed to be learning here? There's some lesson that we're trying to impart on you. Maybe it's to show you you can do it, that you are able to get through all of this shitty crap. You know what I'm saying? It might just be that lesson there. Did you ever consider that the lesson itself is just you being able to make it through day after day after day and still live in your spirituality, still live in your goals, even though life is shitty, you're still finding a more positive way going forward. Start to call to the things you want to attract, in that law of attraction. If I believe in the positive and I send that out there into the universe hears that and goes, oh, that's what you want, and starts to give that back to you. Yeah, and that might be it. And when you have the power in your hands right now to change it. That you can make this better, because you can make your life be whatever you want it to be. And taking that responsibility, just like you said, you're not only taking responsibility to yourself first, but then you tie it into your real life or other friends, and then your gods come in and go, let's see if they're living up to that. And if they're not, we need to teach them a lesson so they learn how to do that. And sometimes it seems like they're sending us all the crap in the world. When they're not sending us all the crap in the world, they're trying to guide us through the crap. It's kind of like going on one of those marsh walks, where you step on the little stepping stools and they start to sink on you. And unless you keep moving, you'll start to sink into the swamp. Okay, stop standing still, start walking, okay? So that's what I have for you today, Light Seeker. I hope that helped you in some way, shape, or form. May you have a great day ever, and may you find your journey very, very quickly. I think you're going to be just fine, though. Just give yourself a little bit more time and patience, and then find the way out of the darkness. All right, Jew Bears, welcome back, my friend. Do you just want a general reading today, or do you have a question for me, my friend? Good, I'm glad to hear that. I'm going to do a cleansing shuffle for Jew Bears here real quick while we wait for them to give me their little answer. Maybe I can move this up just a tiny bit so you can actually see these cards. How can I improve myself? at my workplace. Okay, throw me your numbers, Jew Bears. And those feel good for you. 2 and 3. Here are your 2 official shuffles. 1 and 2. And you want the third card. 1, 2, and the third card is... Ooh, okay. We want to know how we can improve at the workplace, right? This new workplace and how you can do. Well, just remember that you are beginning this journey. I want you to take in as much information as you can. Start to learn why the company does what it does. What is their mission statement and why is it important to them? Is it something I can get behind and believe as well? Become a part of their family. Become a part of their legacy. Understanding everything that they have to offer you and their potential is allowing you to grow and change and learn how to be a better person in the workplace. So take in all of that information. Allow that to store up until it is time for that to come out and become that leaf again. Just like I was telling the last person here, it's up to you to bring that positive light in. To say to yourself, hey, you know what? I know that here are their expectations of me. What can I do above and beyond my expectations without going outside of that all important box of going over their head or something like that, okay? Because we're a new person in this place. We want to try to live up to their expectations right now. When they're ready to hear our voice, they will let us know. You know what I'm saying? But it's about showing them your passion, your drive, how you are going to take down all of this which is laying in their path that's keeping them from their goals in this workplace and concentrating on creating that new road forward because they don't want to live in the past. They want to move the company more forward and they want people who are passionate, driven, who have an idea of what they're about and taking that and running with that. And I think that's kind of some of the things that they really want because just like a volcano pops at the top of and pours that lava down onto the ground, it destroys the old world it just created so that it can recreate a brand new world because that world needed to go away. It was a part of what we need to do, our belief in our power. So that's kind of why you're going through this workplace right now and how you can improve. You can also be the kind of person who takes the wheel by his own 2 hands and start to drive towards those workplace goals. Start to set your own workplace goals. Be on time. Make sure I'm always on time. That's a workplace goal. Make sure I'm always ready for work and dressed for work. You know, just the simplest, tiniest little things can show somebody that you are ready and willing to improve. So, you know, just because you don't have a new task to do, hey, is there anything else I can learn that would help me improve my place here? You know what I'm saying? And that's the drive card right there, is you getting into the car and saying, how can I navigate this road without trying to, you know, disobey the speed limits? I have to make sure I've got everything I need. So all of this information has to be with me so that I can go the place they want me to go. How am I going to be taking that wheel of the control and making sure that I am driving down that road exactly to the place they want me to be? Because they just want to see you be able to plant those new seeds in this company. They want it to grow. They want to see you succeed. They want to see you become a better person. There is no company out there that doesn't want to have a better employee. Trust me. You ask any company if they'll take a person who slacks off to a person who's actively trying to do better. That's what it's about in the workplace a lot of the time there. And as you are just entering this new thing, ask yourself, what can I do better in a physical way? What can I do in a mental way? What can I do in a spiritual way that can tie myself together? Number 1, let's make sure we've got all of the physical stuff taken care of. We've got enough energy for the day. We're ready for work. We're ready to meet the challenges of the day. Then we got to put that attitude in there as well and say, hey, I'm going to go do the best job I can today. I'm going to do it with happiness and love in my heart and all of this stuff and passion and drive and all of that stuff. And then I'm going to take what they are giving me and take it into my own 2 hands and navigate this road that they want me to go and show them that I can get them where they need to go in this company. And that's all that they're asking for you right now, Jew Bears. Yeah. But you got to give it time there, Jew Bears. And go ask your supervisor or someone who is in charge, that tell them that you're having a hard time adjusting to everything. And ask them if they can explain it to you better or show you a new different way of doing it so that it's not that anymore. Go seek the advice from those people. That's what they want to hear. You're having a hard time there? Go seek out those answers there. Because more than not, that will show them initiative that when I don't know how to do something, I'm going to come to you for those answers. You know what I'm saying? So if you're having those kind of times adjusting to everything, ask them and go get that extra information you need so that won't be the case anymore. You know what I'm saying? You too. You have a great day as well. And have a great day at work today. And have the best day ever. I really do hope you do. Or whenever you work next, just bring that positiveness into that and show them just how much of a good employee you can be. I've been a manager before, so I know a little bit about this, because, we all just want to see we've all, as a manager, what you're expected to do is make sure that it runs efficiently during the shift you are in charge of, right? I've worked fast food jobs in that respect. I've worked other jobs in that respect. I've been a supervisor pretty much in any job I've ever been a part of. I've usually either worked up to supervisor or manager or some kind of thing, where people would come seek me for the advice. When I was a bike builder, I was the person you came to find out if your bike was safe or not, because I went through a safety class that trained me how to look for all the safety things that were on a bike. Thank God it was more of a visual thing than a book learning thing, and that's my little thing as well, So, So that, yeah, give it some time. It's your second day, right? It's your second day. So, hey, second day, I'm having hard time adjusting. Go get that extra information out there for you. Because that's all that they want to see. They want to see people who are willing to go, I'm not quite sure why I'm feeling like this, adjusting to everything. Maybe you can help explain things a little bit better way so I have a better time adjusting to it. And that's the manager's job, is to make sure you understand how to do your job the best, most efficient way possible. If you can do that job, then they don't have to worry about what you're doing. They can have all the other employees doing their separate jobs. You know what I'm saying? Wrong, wrong hole, as they like to say. All right. You're welcome. You're very, very welcome. All we can do is try to improve every single day. That's all we can do. Well, guys, we're going to sit here. Maybe I get some music going for a little bit, and we'll wait for some people to pop back in here. I did start a little bit early today, so, usually I start right around 9, so we got to give it a little bit of a chance. I did have some disconnecting issues today, too, so, that's the way it goes sometimes. There we go. We got some music going on here now for a little bit while we wait for the next person to come in line. You know, we need to start to find. In my life, I've made a lot of different choices and changes, and there have been times when I had to find a wandering path. You know, I didn't really have to have a plan in place to go do anything. And sometimes when a new job came up, I tried to always do some things that were beneficial not only for me but for the company that I worked with. You know, I didn't even try to be manager sometimes. Sometimes I actually said, nope, I don't want that responsibility anymore. I just want to be a driver. You know what I'm saying? I just want to go deliver pizzas and get tips. That's all I want to do. You know? So, you know, there have been ups and downs, backs and forths, sides and sides, to seeing what happens there. I guess you can talk a little bit more about my journey and how I came to be who I was as a person a little bit more. Let's see, what haven't I shared quite yet? I guess I could tell you about the most difficult, hardest time of my life when I entered the biggest dark night of the soul I have entered in my entire life. Now, there was a time when my life wasn't so great, and we were losing the apartment. We're going to be evicted from the apartment in which we were living in. My mom said, come live in Florida, we'll buy you a mobile home. We had a paid home that we didn't have to worry about how much it cost or any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And got to turn this down just a little bit because it's getting in the way of my story. Story time, you know, and it's all about, you know, it was about when I was going through this time in my life when I didn't mean to turn off the light on you there. It was about this time in my life when I had to leave the only spiritual family that I have ever known in my life. They were the support people. They were my backbone. They were the people I could count on. They were everything. I was a leader in this place. I was a leader in this group. And because of my financial situation, I couldn't afford to live there anymore. It was the dead of winter. And we were going to be kicked out. And we didn't want to live outside in the cold during winter as homeless people. Okay? We were offered a home, so we moved there. It was the biggest mistake we ever made in our lives. I'll let you know that. But from the time we started there, even on our journey down, we went through kind of the worst snowstorm that was about the worst snowstorm at the time, and we were lugging in the back of ourselves a car that was half broken down already, another van who was pulling all of our stuff along with it that wasn't designed to pull all of that stuff with it, but somehow, some way, we made it. You know what I'm saying? We made it down to Florida. We had breakdowns. We had so many signs telling us to stop and not keep going forward, but we ignored them because we didn't have a choice, you know, or did we, you know? And then we got to Florida, and in the beginning, it was okay. But as it started to get on, you might say, oh, you live in that tropical environment, and it should be happy and nice and great and all of this stuff. You should be so glad you don't have to deal with snow anymore or any of that stuff. Right? Wrong. You know, it wasn't about the state. It wasn't about the state. It was about what I was going through. I lost everything. Everything that mattered to me. Everything that mattered anything to me. I was this close to losing my wife at one point because of all of that, what happened. You know, I doubted myself. I went into my head and I asked all of these self-doubting, self-hating things that were going on in my head. I started to believe they were true. that I didn't deserve that. I tried to create a spiritual family down there, but I'm going to tell you, it's not one of the best places to go from a very liberal state to a conservative state and start talking about covens and stuff like that, okay? You know, they're not exactly okay with that. So it was hard to start and build a spiritual family for me and my wife. And as we were living there, I took a job as a cashier, and my back at that time was starting to go out on me. I was almost 530 pounds at the time. I was out of shape. I was everything. I was in the worst depression of my life, the worst anxiety of my life. I let my job encompass me and embrace me all over again, you know. And as I was starting to live my journey and going through all of the things that I was going there down in Florida, I sunk deeper and deeper and deeper into the abyss of I don't care anymore. You know, I don't know how many of you have been there, but I got to a point where I didn't care about anything anymore. Nothing, not even the wife, my one true love that I had waited for my whole life didn't even matter to me at that point. I thought I had failed life. And I was going to Florida to die. I was going to Florida because I knew that I would die there. And I was done with life. I was really done with life. You know what I'm saying? And during that dark night of the soul, when I went into one of the worst things I've ever had to live through, there were some positive things in there, but I didn't know how to see that. I got some really good things and some really bad things because we went down there. You know, I learned how to overcome and endure and show myself just how strong I am. And then we eventually did say enough is enough. We don't like it here anymore, and we had to move back to Minnesota. When I got back here, the family that I had once loved started to treat me like I was a toxic mess, which I really was at that point, okay? Not gonna lie, I was a toxic mess. I was consumed by this thing that happened to me in Florida, and I didn't know how to get past it. I kind of came home to get their help to come back to a self that I liked again, you know? And because of the way I came off and things like I did, you know, I guess I pushed a couple of people away, you know, because of that. And when I started to get more healthier and started to actually say, and then my mom died, and you know that story. My mom died, 7th suicide attempt. I was done. I was completely done. And then after that, I said I couldn't do this to myself anymore, and I made a big ass change in my life. I actually said I'm going to do the exact opposite of what I'm going to be doing, what I used to do. And that was one of my main things that I wanted to do. Okay? And then I also said I'm going to be just like a cat in a cat tree, soaking up the sun, getting their belly rubbed, because the pet we had at the time named Ariane Rudd taught me that lesson. And I took that. I said, I want to be as happy as that cat right now. And I said, that's what my first goal was, to be as happy as a cat, to live in unconditional love and unconditional trust, you know? And I had to learn how to do that for myself. So I went and I got my physical stuff taken care of. I got my diabetes under control. I got all of my medications back on track. I started to exercise. I started to eat right. I started to lose weight. I got to a point where my body was pretty much what you see here right now, okay? And then I went and got my mind healed. I went to almost 1.5 years of really intense therapy to kind of overcome all that which I had been through, to overcome that trauma, to overcome that time in my life when I didn't know how to do. I didn't know how to do me. I didn't know how to do. I was so lost, so confused, so didn't know where I was, who I was, why I was, any of that stuff. I didn't know that my destiny was right around the corner, and I was this close to getting to it. But I took the positive steps. I used the counseling to rebuild my self-esteem, to rebuild my self-worth, to rebuild the spirit that was in myself. And then I did one very important thing. I let the old Josh finally die. I let him die, and I said I didn't ever want to be that person ever again for the rest of my life. That man is dead. The person you see now is the unknown prophet. The Joshua you hear now is the unknown prophet. But you know what? It took me a while to get here. My journey was not an easy one. It almost took me a whole 3 years to get back to a place where I was healthy before I even started streaming. And then guess what happens? The pandemic. Perfect time to go work on self is when I was working on myself was during that pandemic. Okay? And I was doing a different kind of podcast at that time. So, I went to therapy, I did my podcast, I did all of that stuff. I was still working a normal job at the time. So I was really overtaxing myself a lot there. And then I said to myself, I'm done working. I can't do this to myself anymore, especially when the doctor said I shouldn't be doing anything physical anymore with my life. I mean, literally, I'm not supposed to lift more than 10 pounds here at home. That's pretty much laundry. You know what I'm saying? And my wife is a double amputee, so, And I think our stories of overcoming and enduring can help us and help those people's journeys ahead, And I think maybe one day someone will hear that story and hear what I said here today and realize that from a place of my darkest, deepest hole. And I will say I was the darkest, deepest hole I was ever in my life. I learned one very important lesson that day, that during that time, that I couldn't keep taking my negativity with me. I'm a very sherry kind of a person. I'm not afraid to ask for help. I'm not afraid to see if people who I like me enough to help me back in return. Especially when I've done nothing but be kind and generous to people and try to be fun and as much into their stream people as I can be. But I have to admit, sometimes I'm a little too much for people, and sometimes I do make some pretty big ass mistakes, even though I'm 50 years old and I should know better. Should know better, don't know better. Do you understand sometimes? So I've got to work on that. And that gives me that lesson. I learned that lesson. And I don't take it as I did something wrong now. I take it as I learned something today. Something about myself, something about the world, something about the people I'm with. And those people who are out there doing the most positive, wonderful jobs out there, who are spreading that love in community building and all of that stuff, that's what it's about. That's what it's really about, One of the best community builders on Twitch. Even though I'm banned from her chat, it doesn't matter to me. I will still support her. I will still show her love. I don't care what my personal issues are with her. I think she deserves to get that partner. I think she deserves to have that beautiful community. And if I did something to harm that community, if I don't need to be there so she can do that, I will do everything else to make sure that she knows that I'm still here, even though, you know what? I made a boo-boo. And I'm going to make up for it the best way I know how to. Just keep being a supportive friend. That's all I can do. But please go give this young lady a like and a follow. Why is it not working today? Oh, I spelled it wrong. That's why. That's why it didn't work. I spelled it wrong. Okay, I spelled it right now. Agent. No, I didn't. See, even our spelling mistakes are not my forte, guys. I'm sorry. Got it right this time? Now it should work. There we go. They're playing marbles on stream. And I'm also going to shout out Royal Baked Potato. Royal Baked Potato is a sweet 420 stream. Both of these people are variety streamers, guys. They play a lot of online games. They have a very close-knit community. So go in there. Please don't bring your problems with you, okay? Please take my advice. Just go have fun. Forget the world exists. Go enjoy the vibe and read the room, because that's what I did wrong, okay? And I take responsibility for that. I'm really, really mad at myself that I've made my friends feel like that. Honestly, I am. So, Well, they're not online anymore, but... Well... Royal. She's playing marbles on stream right now, too. Well, we're going to let them go do their thing. I gave them a shout out today. That's the best I can do. Anyway, moving on. I said I was going to move on, and I don't know what else I could do. I really don't. I might not be able to do anything, so...
These names. The great Nippolini makes a living demonstrating the power of his mighty nipples. Each nipple. be anonymous votes for Ronaldo. Yeah, right, Kaz. Yeah, right. Good morning. Welcome, Castle Grayskull. Ronaldo says good luck. It's going to be interesting, guys. For those who don't know, the haircut is happening tomorrow. Tomorrow, after Marbles, we're doing a segment where Jess cuts my hair and gives me one of those haircuts. Or if they tie, it's going to be a combination of the two. It's going to be really fun. The Slaughter Series. Thank you, legend. Sub gift to Amanda. Hug and kiss. Amanda. Hug and kiss. Am I saying something bad? I'm not saying anything bad, right? Thank you so much, legend. To Slaughter Series. Thanks, man. Big Lumposaurus. Look at that legend. We will be getting to. Step back. We got a really close up. And we got another close one. Classic beginner mix.
Okay. I'm back, guys. I had to take a restroom break. Beano girl, I see you're ready for your reading here. Whew. Give me a second to catch my breath here. I wasn't having a lot of responses from people, so I went and checked my mail real quick.
The timing.
Let me know when you're back in here, Beano girl. I know it took a while to get back, so. Okay, Beth, my wife. Okay, that's for you. Okay, this is for both of us. And all the rest of this stuff is for Beth. Beth, you got a lot of mail. I think I know what this is. Hopefully it's my rent paid form, so I can go do taxes finally. Yep, and that's what I was waiting for. My rent paid thing. Now I have everything I need to go do taxes. That's the only thing I was waiting for, that last little bit of information there. Do 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 do. I went to get one today there, Dino Girl. Good morning. How are you doing today, first time chatter? Give me a second to turn off my music real quick. Welcome, Antique. How are we doing today? Welcome on in. Welcome to the stars. How is your day going so far today? Well, welcome in, first time chatter. This is how it works here. If you are new to my channel here, this is how my tarot readings work. I'm going to ask you to pick some numbers here. I'm going to ask you to pick a number 1 through 10, and that's how many times I will shuffle the deck for you. After that, I will ask you to pick a second number 1 through 52, and that's where your answers will be in my deck. If you have a question you would like to ask, please feel free to ask it. Just make it as simple as possible so I can understand it. Then, if you just want a general reading, say general reading. If cards pop out of my deck while I'm shuffling, those are your higher power trying to reach out and give you an answer today. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, welcome on in. I hope you enjoy your time here, and thank you for giving me that all-important viewing time. I really appreciate you being here. So hopefully, you're welcome on in. Welcome on in. So this is my homemade deck, the 5 Paths Tarot. And I designed and made this deck, so this is my own personalized deck for me. Good. That sounds like a good doing some really positive stuff. Now, I've been working on my chakras too. I've been trying to open up my a little bit more open between my heart and my mouth a little bit, my throat chakra and my heart chakra a little bit. Do I have any tips for helping you with working on which part of that do you want help with? I guess it's a lot to ask, so I will try to give you any tips I can help. I'm here to help you as well, so feel free to ask for advice. I will try to do my best to give you the best possible advice I can. So what is it that you are currently working on? What's the most important thing to you right now? What is one goal that you really want to accomplish right now to kind of keep the ball rolling? I guess is my question for you. You want to heal others, and you've done all the healing stuff for yourself first? Have you done all of the stuff that you needed to do to heal yourself first? Are you in a good sacred space yourself? Have you gotten your anxieties, your depressions, all of that stuff taken care of? Because if you haven't, the universe won't let you do that until you've done that stuff. And that's why you're having a tough time with it right now. See, the reason that the universe kind of stops you from helping others, because think of it, if a medical doctor came to you not ready to do their job that day and weren't rested, didn't know how to do all of that stuff and things they'd like to do, and that's kind of what they're trying to do is right now they're trying to lead you through those right lessons that you need to be learning right now. And working on that last little bit, you want to heal others, but they say put your own oxygen mask on first before you go helping others. Because if a plane starts to crash and you can't breathe, you can't help anybody else breathe. So you have to put your own oxygen mask on first. So if you have done that and gotten to a place where you are okay, you love yourself, you have a healthy ego, you're not an overinflated ego, you don't think you know it all, you're still willing to learn, you're still growing, you're still adapting, and you still want to help others, then it's okay to start to help others as long as you understand that you are healing yourself still. So, one of the most important lessons that I learned when I was going through about a similar thing that you're going through right now is that the universe would present to me something that I needed to go through and learn and understand. Until I learned that lesson, they would make me keep going through that lesson. And I kind of called it, my pupil. I had to become the student again and had to relearn some stuff again so that I could be ready to do these things for you guys. I had to go get my own shit taken care of first before I could come over here and do this for you. Yes, I'm still working on myself. Yes, I'm still developing. Yes, I still have my fair share of issues that I'm currently working on, but I can honestly say I'm now in a place in my life where I am exactly who I want to be. I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't question anything anymore. I take nothing for granted, and I try to ask for help when I need help. And I know this is bothering me, so I got to fix my damn camera. Sorry, I had to fix that real quick. It was bothering me. It's like it's not lined up right. So I feel stable at least. Good mood is good. Just the past might need to be healed. Right. And you know what? I'm going to give you something today that I think would help you. Finish that little task off for yourself. It's something that I did to kind of finish that last little bit. Would you like that advice? So, here's my advice for you. This is something that I did for myself to help me kind of move on and move forward, okay? Today, I want you to go find a cardboard box, okay? I don't care what size it is. It can be as small as a little present box to a shoebox, whatever you feel you can find. Something you can burn, okay? And then I want you to write on pieces of paper everything you want to let go about that past, that old self, those things that you really need to let go of and release into this world. And then I want you to close that thing up, and I want you to hold a funeral for this. It's time to let the old self finally die so that it can go back to the earth and be reborn. So as you are finishing this off and allowing yourself to go have the best Viking funeral you've ever had, and I want you to treat it like you are mourning the loss of a loved one, because you are losing someone you love. But you're letting that go and allowing that to go forward. So you take that box off to that pyre, you say the words that you need to say, and as you are lighting it on fire, you imagine all of that which you have put in that box finally being laid to rest. Then you have to take at least a couple of days or a week to mourn that loss. You have to go through the stages of grief. Everything from anger, depression, acceptance, bargaining, to get to that point where you are finally, got angry about it and all of those stuff. You're going to kind of move through those motions until you get to that acceptance part. Once you kind of feel like you can accept that this old one person of yourself is gone, it is time to start the rebirthing process. So it is your time to rebirthing as that new soul you want within your own life. So as you start this new journey, as you begin to end that mourning period, remind yourself that it will always be a part of your life, not necessarily in your life. Do you understand? So you're responsible for letting it be the last thing. And I did this for myself, and it was one of the most transformative moments that I had in my life, because there was that time when I was in that darkness, where I was lost, where I was confused, where I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I had to throw a lot of my old bad habits away that I was doing to kind of harm myself and others at the same time. And I had to adopt new, different ideas. Now, it's your job as that new spirit to go out there and find new, healthy ways of going about doing the things. Start doing the things that you say you want to do. Journaling is a good way to start that path. Like you were saying, it's kind of the things you're already starting to do. You're just finishing up that last little bit of processing and working on those chakras. As you are starting to melt away that last soul, you are realigning all of those chakras. You are being rebirthed as a new spirit. So all chakras will be aligned. All parts of your aura will be repaired and healed. And you will start the process of healing self once again. That is my advice for you. Sorry. Smoker's cough. So that's my advice for you. Exactly what you just said. You can process things through journaling. Mourn it and then go through the stages and then write your journey down, because this is not your war chronicle anymore. This is your history book. We've won the war. We've already won that. We've already achieved what we were trying to do. We've become the best person we could be at this moment. Now we have to become something different and new. We are not losing that. We are transforming that. And that's what you're doing when you're going through that process. And then write yourself another letter to this new spirit saying welcome, and have that birth announcement, have that party, have that, this is who I am now, and this is what I'm going to be. And whatever else happens after that point is up to you, because you get to create whatever you want yourself to be. You're not going back to scratch. You've already have your safe spot. You're already got your part where you've made it already this far. Now you're just writing a new history book. And that's kind of the way I did it in my life. And I've given that advice to a couple of different people, and they say it every time I've given that advice, they've always come back to me and said, thank you for that. I really needed that. Yeah, that doesn't mean you don't honor it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, sometimes I revive goals from the past as attributing to who I used to be. There's no problem with you honoring the past and acknowledging what you did do right, because you carry all that which you do want into that new soul. You're only letting go of those things you no longer serve you any purpose any longer. So ask yourself, are those goals still relevant in your life today? Or are those things that you said, I'm done and I finished up? We need to close the book on that so we can say, we've learned the lesson. Now I need to live the lesson. Walk the walk, talk the talk, do the do. And that's your tribute. Your tribute is living the new life. Your tribute to that soul is you saying, I got through this. I got through this so much, I became this new soul. And this new person. And this new life. And this new everything. And as you start to say this to the universe will hear you and say, now we want to help you build a brand new path. That doesn't mean you're not going to still go through some stuff. That doesn't mean things aren't going to still happen to you. But all of this has been designed to help you get into that cauldron of change. And going into the unknown and going into that part where we have to honor what was done before. Exactly. So, you just have to take it one step at a time, and you do it in your own way. Even with my advice, you should do it in a way that feels good for you. You trust your intuitions, trust that inner voice of yours, and believe in yourself. And start to say to yourself, what do I want to start to build? That's the question. What can I do? What am I capable of? What am I going to challenge myself with? What lessons do I have yet to learn that I am still in progress of learning? And as you start to write all of that out, you are now forming a brand new soul capable of those things. And your highest self will be raised up. That mundane feeling you're having right now will be joining that highest self, that part of you that's always there and a part of who you are. It's just that thing and part of ourselves where we believe we can be better people, And I can't say it's going to be easy. I will not promise it will be easy. Exactly. You have to live life. You still have to go live your life and still have to do all the mundane crap. But now that spirituality has become a more important part of your life, that doesn't negate you still have things you have to do in real life. What you're learning how to do is balance those physical, mental, and spiritual things in tandem with one another rather than trying to tackle all the physical all at once. We're going to condense it down into something that we know we can achieve, that one good thing we can do better for ourselves in a physical way. Then we're going to ask ourselves, what mentally thing can we start saying to ourselves or do for ourselves that's going to benefit us in that future? Just putting that ball back in the air, saying, this is the mental thing I can handle. And what spiritual thing you want to start to do and open that world to. What am I ready? If I need to finish healing first before I can heal others, then I need to finish that task. Once I've done whatever I say. You get to decide when it ends. You say, I am done. I am ready. I am ready to be a person of service. They're going to make you own up to that, though. So if you're not ready, they will send you back to a place where you will have to relearn that lesson. So fair warning, okay? So just remind yourself that when you are ready, you will feel ready. Trust your intuitions, trust your feelings. And that's when you're going to know that you're on your right path. Exactly. Exactly. Why do you think you've been given all of that time? Why do you think you've been given all of that opportunity to do that right now? Because the universe wants you to do that. You know, it's providing that space and time for you to do that. That's a gift. It doesn't always look like a gift sometimes, but it's a gift. That's Spirit saying we love you. That's Spirit saying we believe in you. That's Spirit saying take the time you need. You know what I'm saying? It took me 3 years to heal my soul, okay? To let you know. I hope it doesn't take you 3 years to heal yourself. I really don't. But you know what? Before I could come do something like this, I had to make sure I put my own oxygen mask on. My physical, mental, and spiritual self was, well, way more balanced before I could come here and do this. I use everything that I've ever been through to help people, and I try to use my experiences and stuff that I've gone through and my intuitions on top of it as well. And your guides want me to let you know one thing. You need to stop being so hard on yourself because that's your major issue right now. So your guides are saying stop being so hard on yourself. You're not doing that bad of a job. You know, friends come, friends go, people, places, things are always in change and motion. Everyone's path that has led you to their path, everybody's path who has been led to you, when you're ready, they will come find you. When you're ready to be a man of service, trust me, the people will start to appear in your life and start to ask you for help. You know, and they will be the ones asking for that help in return as well. Whether it's your time, energy, or space, you know. Exactly. Finding that nice balance in life. You know, you have to have your physical working time. You have to have your mental break time. You have to have that time to reconnect back to highest self and to spirit. And if you don't have that time to do just that little bit, even if you're healing a little bit every day, that means you're working towards that. Then the universe is going to allow you to heal others. But imagine this. You know, you've been working 12-hour shifts nonstop for 6 days, and then you're going to go out there one extra day because you're tired and exhausted. And you're going to go perform major surgery on the person you love the most. Are you letting that doctor perform surgery on you? I hope not. If I found out my doctor was overworked, didn't get enough rest, wasn't prepared to do the job he was meant to do, wasn't in the right state of mind to do that job, I'd want nothing to do with that doctor. You know? Swifty, welcome back in. I had to take off my shoes. I went for a walk. I don't need shoes on now. Yeah. We're having an okay morning. Learning some lessons today and moving forward. That's all we can do. Other than that, I'm having a beautiful day. I'm having the best day ever, and I will continue to have the best day ever. Because I have a very important saying. You know what I started to say to myself when I began my new journey again? Today will be the start of my best day ever. I will find all the happy I can today. I will find all of the joy today. I will find how I can move my life into a better place. And that's all I said to me, that today was the start of my best day ever. And I started to live that every single day. And as I started to breathe that, live that, wonder that, hope that, I became that. So I became that which I said I wanted to be. I always wanted to be a man of service, someone who could help, someone who could do something for others rather than myself, because I'm not really worried about getting a whole lot of money here and there to get my streams up, and I'm not worried about being the most popular streamer out there or nothing. I want to make friends. I want to be able to share what's going on with me and stuff like that as well. And and that can be stressful at times, but you're giving yourself that time to go through that and come to those terms to where you can understand that better. I had to go get help from an outside source. I had to go see a therapist for a while because I wasn't in the right mind, and I needed someone who could kind of put that mirror up to me to tell me that what I was saying to them was the truth. Hey, yo, Professor, welcome on in. First time chatter, and welcome to the queue. Since you haven't been here before, I'm going to let you know how it works. And I just want to finish up my last little bit of thought, and then I'll get right to you there, Professor. So just give yourself that time to heal. And when you feel you're ready, you're ready. Okay? You're going to do just fine, my friend. All right, Antique. I'm going to get to doing Professor's reading now. So, Professor, this is how it works here. Since I haven't seen you in my chat before, I'm going to ask you to pick numbers here. I'm going to ask you to pick numbers 1 through 10 of how many times you want me to shuffle this deck for you. So I'm going to shuffle that many times. Then I'm going to ask you to pick a second number, 1 through 52. That's where your answers are in my deck. If you have a question you would like to ask, make it as simple as possible and put it into chat. If you just want a general reading, go ahead and give me that I just want a general reading. If I'm shuffling and a card pops out of the deck, those are your higher power reaching out trying to answer a question that you really needed to hear today. So that's how my deck works. This is a homemade deck that I use. I am a blunt tarot reader. I do not sugarcoat anything here. So if you came here for the sugarcoating, I'm going to tell you what you want to hear stuff. I tell you what you need to know, not what you want to know here. So if you're ready for that, throw me your numbers and or question, and let's get going. And welcome on in, by the way. Welcome to the stars. All right, 6 shuffles. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We didn't have any God cards for you today, so please give me your second number and if you want a general reading or not. 1 through 52 is the second number. All right, 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 22, 23, 24, and the 25th card is now on top. And here is your general reading for today. If you don't tell me you need a question, I just give you a general reading. So if you have a question, please tell me now. That way I can answer it the best way possible. Otherwise, I'll just give you my general reading and tell you what you need to know today. Okay, so we're going to find out that answers for you today. So, Professor, one of the things that I'm kind of feeling that I know this kind of nostalgia feeling is starting to kind of build within you. So you're kind of looking back and saying, I wish I had that back. I wish I had that happiness back. You don't necessarily want her back. You want to have that feeling back. And trying to find the joy within your life right now, what you're really trying to do is close the book. I'm kind of feeling that right now she's kind of already in a place right now where she's doing some self-healing right now. She's not interested in a relationship of any kind with anybody right now. She's working on self and trying to find her own joy and happiness within herself right now. So I believe that she likes you but no longer loves you. She might be willing to be a friend, but I think that her emotions and feelings have moved into a different place now. I don't believe that she has that same affection you do any longer. That's why it ended. That's why it didn't work out. Those communication issues and other things that we hadn't been doing with one another. Now the universe is trying to tell you to find that joy within yourself again and do your own self-healing just a tiny bit. And part of this is what you're going through is this inner battle within self, okay? You have two different opposing forces, the part of you that wants to move on, the part of you that wants her back, right? And these two opposing forces are kind of battling it out right now in that mind of yours. It's time to put down the swords on both ends and say, we don't need to be at war anymore. We need to come together and start to move on and move forward. Because I feel that that would be the best thing for you to do right now, is to move on and move forward and stop trying to battle whether or not this person wants you back. If they wanted to be there, they would already be there. If they wanted to be a part of this relationship, they would have already made it clear that that was a possibility. And I kind of think you understand that that relationship wasn't exactly the healthiest at times, and we had to learn how to do better relationship skills, right? But it was for a purpose. It was all for a purpose. And we're getting into that card next. You have my Willow card in my deck. And let me tell you a little story about my Willow card. When I was a very young boy, I had something very tragic happen to me when I was 8 years old. That event made me run out into the cornfield where I heard this mystical playing melody that was leading me up to a hill. I was really angry, so I kind of tore through half of a cornfield. On my way up there, I got really tired as a little kid. It was probably about a half a mile, not even close to a mile up to that hill. And you're a young kid, you can pretty much do that and no problems and stuff like that. I got up to the top of this hill, and after that event happened to me, I decided to take that rest and start to see the world in a whole new different way. I fell asleep and had one of the most positive, reinforcing dreams that told me about who I would become somewhere in the future. And I want you to listen to those dreams tonight and start to pay attention to what you're trying to tell yourself, because the dream world is trying to open itself up to you and give you one important message that you really need to hear today. First of all, it's time to be more flexible. Time to sway in the wind a little bit more. Rather than this crush your world, we're just going to sway in the wind. It may give us a little bit of turbulence, but eventually we are going to come back to that stable place. And we have to allow our emotions to weep from us and allow ourselves to grieve the loss of what we just let go of. And that's what we have to do. We have to grieve that loss, knowing she is not ever going to come back. She is already on her way to doing other things, just like you are preparing to do other things as well. Because now that we've learned this, we can start to show you what you really want in a relationship, what's really going to make you feel fulfilled, what's really going to make you feel like you are sharing this journey rather than trying to find someone to fix you or you trying to fix them. What the willow tree is trying to tell you is one simple phrase. No matter what's going on in your life right now, no matter how you think it's crazy or not working out for you, everything is going to be okay. That was the message I heard under that willow tree. Those words rung in my ears all of my life. It's going to be okay. Everything is going to turn out exactly the way it was meant to do. That's kind of why you are going through this right now, because you are preparing a brand new meal for yourself. She looked like she could have been the meal. For a long time, she was your part of your life. She was a part of your journey. You both took that and accepted that. Take the most loving parts of that relationship and honor that relationship. Honor it to the point where you say, I'm willing to let you go and be happy without me. If somewhere down the line, you two come together and that can heal, then let that happen. But let them know that they have the opportunity to do so. And if they respond back to you that that's an opportunity they are willing to give you, then allow yourself time to prepare that brand new pot that you are going to start to build together. So no matter who you are working on towards, and I believe there's another person already on their way for you that's going to be 10 times more better for you than any other person you've ever wanted. Your soulmate is on the way, but you have to start to fall in love with the soul, not a body. And Professor, that's kind of what the preparing card is about, because you've cleaned out the cauldron of change and said, I need to put my bare essentials of my life in here. That's the water that's in there. Then I need to add all of this extra stuff that I know I need to do with my life, those meat and potatoes parts of who I am that make up what I do, how I do it, and why I do it. Then we have to add those healthy things that we need in our life, those positive reinforcements, the new relationship goals, open, honest communication, letting yourself be the ultimate team together, not being someone who has that not in mind, still having your own separate things that you can honestly go do on your own, but when you come together, you always share that love, that equal love in return. Equal love in return. I love you, you love me. We have to have that return back in return. And as you start to work on that open, honest communication, it's gonna take work. All relationships always take work. You think you're done working on a relationship, you're not doing a relationship right. You think you got it all figured out, you're not doing a relationship right. Because you have to be able to hear that person's worst things that they could ever tell you and not take it personally. Take it as a, how can we work together to make this be something we can both come together as? Because you're sharing a journey. You're not trying to fix one another. We want to be able to eat this soup for a long, long time. And that means she has to add her ingredients too. And as you start to build this soup together, when you finally have the relationship that is healthy and growing and a part of you, then that's going to be the kind of meal you will want to have the rest of your life. And I really don't think she's coming back, my friend. I really don't. I think she's moved on. I don't think she is really thinking about anyone right now. She's kind of in a place of self-healing and kind of getting back to a place that she wants to be with her life right now before she goes find love again. She needs to go, and she's wanting to do that. So that's my reading for you today, my friend. I hope that helps you in a lot of simple ways, but don't lose hope that that she couldn't still be a friend somewhere in the future. You're welcome. I wish you all the best. And don't be afraid, guys. That's what we're here to do. We're here to help, and we're here to be a part of things. And there, Big Uncle. Welcome in, Big Uncle. Returning chatter to the queue. How are we doing today, Big Uncle? Give me a second to take a sip. All right, I'm all ready to rock and roll there, Big Uncle. Do you have a question today? And do you need me to remind you how it works here? Please let me know. I'm perfectly willing to say it all over again. I'm doing okay. You know what? I learned a little bit of a hard lesson the last couple of days, and I'm kind of swallowing that pill and go, no. You can chat all you want. All I ask is that while I'm doing a reading, that you don't try to input your own stuff into your reading, their reading, okay? That's all I ask. You guys can chat with other people, no problems. I have no problems with you guys doing that, but I just don't want it to take away from Big Uncle's reading. That's all I care about, okay? But more than that, fine, no problems. We are an open community here. We try to answer any and all questions. If someone in my community can help you, that's what we're here to do. You know? So Big Uncle, here's how it works again, just in case you need a reminder. I need you to pick a number 1 through 10. That's how many times I shuffle the deck for you. Then I want you to pick a second number 1 through 52. That's where the answers will be in my deck. If you have a question, please put it in chat as simply as possible. If you want a general reading, just say general, okay? And if cards pop out of the deck and hit the desk, those are your God cards, and that happens only during the shuffle. Whenever you're ready, throw me your numbers. If you have a question, we'll get going whenever you're ready. Oh, I'm having a lot of gas today. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm a rude, crude, socially unacceptable man with a lot of problems, but I'm working on them. Oh, see? You think we have it all figured out? We're trying to figure it out sometimes. I think I'm in the healthiest place I've ever been in my life, though. So I can honestly say the things I am working on are not that hard. They are things that I'm perfectly willing to move into new, different ways. So, okay, we'll do that. All right, Big Uncle, we want to know what you need to work on, right? these are your 3 official shuffles. 1, God card. 2, and 3. All right, and the 27th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. And the 27th card is now on top, and we want to know what we need to work on, right? Let's see what we need to work on today. All right. So, Big Uncle, we want to know what we should be working on the most right now, okay? First and foremost, it's time to take that brand new soul out of the fire already, and it's time to start to temper it into something you know you want yourself to be. You're ready to work on yourself? You're really ready to do this? Then you have to take yourself out of the fire of transformation and start to temper your metal into a shape that you want yourself to be. Do you want yourself to be that sword that defends all that might be coming your way? Do you need a shield that protects you from the harm of the outside world? Do you need a cup to remind you that there are things you need to empty out and refill in your life? Or do you need that fan that controls the ebbs and flows of how fast or how slow you do any part of your journey? Now, you can create any and all of those tools at the same time, but what you need to start working on is building that new person inside and saying, this is the person I want myself to be. And this is the kind of journey I want to have. They're putting you on the spot here and saying there's some personal responsibility here you need to take ownership of. You know, what I'm feeling from them, from this temper card, they're saying you're already doing most of the work already, but what they see you not doing is sometimes being actively working on it. You will take longer breaks than you need to on some things, and some things you will go really honey badger on. You need to find a better balance. You know, welcome in, Marshmallow. Welcome on in. So, Big Uncle, the thing that you are trying to do right now is become this new being. This being card pops up because you are currently going through what I call the labor process. Just like in labor, when a woman is ready to give birth to a brand new thing, right? Her stomach starts to contract, all these muscles starts to get active, and she's got to do her job of pushing that brand new thing out of that canal so that it can come into this world. It isn't an easy process for the baby or the mother. But without that process, even if it's a C-section, there's still that process where you have to go from one stage to the next. And that might mean you go through a couple of things that kind of make you question and figure out what you actually want to do. So now is the time to say to yourself, what are the best parts of me that I want to start to bring into this new being I want to build? Start giving yourself a list of this person that you want to start to build, and start to get this image in your head so that when you are finally ready to become that person, then you need to walk the walk, talk the talk, and do the do. The universe will be coming along to help take care of you for a while, but there is going to be a time where you're going to have to step forward and take charge of what you need to be going on as well. You know why you've been going through all of this right now? You know why these issues have been happening to you? Because you are using the catalyst of life, just like this match thingy here that I got, these pack of matches, without this rough part on the back. Without that part that you just are going through right now. We cannot take out the match and ignite it against that. We need that catalyst to start to tear down all of that stuff, and we put our fingers to the ground and we say, this is what I'm going to be. And as we strike past all of those other issues, the light comes onto our thing, and we can either let that sit there and burn on that matchstick, or we can now add it to the candle of life, where we can now have all of that beautiful, positive, new energy to move into that new next stage. So that's what you need to be working on right now, is how am I going to ignite my path into being what I really want to be? It's time to light the fuse. It's time to become. It's time to be. And the reason your destiny card is telling you something very important. I have a destiny card in my deck that kind of tells you the bare essentials of why the universe wants you to do this, because you're trying to build that beautiful glowing spirit within yourself, this bright shining positive self, this self that believes in himself, that believes he can achieve his goals, that can believe that he can start to do some of the tasks he knows he's had to be doing for a while, so I can start to heal myself, and then I can start to say to myself, I'm ready to be someone new and different, because I am someone new and different. We don't want the old person back anymore. We need to be rebirthed into this world, or sometimes that's all it takes. And you are about to become that brilliant, beautiful soul. So keep working on those things for yourself, because that's why you're going through this part where you're tempering that soul into what you want yourself to be. Because this is the result they're hoping to get. That bright, shining person who does believe in themselves, who does own their path, who does say to themselves, this is what I need to be doing. That person who becomes that new person and walks the walk and talks the talk and does the do. That uses everything in their life to be that catalyst to ignite their path, so that they can start to light the fuse that lets their candle burn bright for the remainder of their days. And that's what they want you to work on right now. And that's your general reading, Big Uncle. But I do have a God card for you as well. And what is a God card for anybody else who may have just popped in, first time chatters and stuff like that? When a card pops out of my deck while I'm shuffling, your higher power is trying to answer a question you've been asking them a lot lately. It's something that you definitely need to know, not what you want to know. These cards can be very intensive and overpowering at times, because they are a direct message from your higher power telling you what you need to know today, not necessarily what you want to know. But this is the answer to that question that you've been having lately. It could have something to do with your last reading. It may have nothing to do with your other reading. But if you want to see your God card, say, yes, I want to see my God card, or say, no, I do not. Either way, I will move on to the next person in line, which is Be New Girl. So, Be New Girl, are you here? Is your internet back to working? So what does the universe want you to do right now more than anything right now? Guess what? It's time to rest. It's time to wait. You take the best logical choice, the best emotional part of yourself, and you've got to figure things out. I call this the wait path, because sometimes we need to take the time to let it soak all in before we can start that brand new journey. And now when you step on to the next path that you choose, because you're at the crossroads right now, which direction are you ready to go? Do you need to go back into the past and review all your victories and defeats so that you can find a way to start walking forward? Or do you need to take a hard path where you're going to be very, very determined to get to that goal? Even if you have to step over hills, valleys, and shrubs to get there, you're going to do whatever it takes to get to your goal. But once you get there, you're going to have to let it soak all in again and return to that wait path. If you are taking an easy path, one of goal setting and working on every step, it may take 10 steps to get to your major goal, but you will eventually get there. You're going to take each and every step as one thing, one goal at a time, celebrate that goal, rest from that goal, and keep moving forward. And then you can also decide to take an unseen path. There's that one thing that you've been refusing to face most of your life that you know you have to get past before you can start to see the journey ahead. And that means cutting through all of those reeds so that you can see the path that is before you. But it means it's time to forge your path forward. You take a little bit of the easy, a little bit of the hard, but you definitely forge it yourself. And that means you have to take that ownership and walk into that unknown, knowing you will find the path that you need to do. So right now you're on that crossroads waiting to make that decision. Don't wait forever, and don't expect a silver plate to plop in your hands to give you all of the answers. They may do that, but you better get up off of your ass eventually and start to make a choice. That's what I needed to tell you today. All right, Be New Girl, it is your turn. Good, I'm glad you're finally done with exams. That must be nice to finally say you're done and over with it all. I remember when I was done with my exams and stuff like that, I always loved it. Hello, Ray! Be New Girl. Shuffle 10, 5 card, income tax, get approved. It's a mundane issue, but I'll try my best, okay? So, Be New Girl, just to let you know, I will do my best with the tax question, but I'm not a tax advisor, okay? Will my income tax get approved? We'll see what the cards tell you, but I don't know what they're going to say here. I honestly don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 God cards on the 6th shuffle. 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then you want the first card, I believe it was. Oh, 5th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th card. Will my taxes be approved? Okay, let's see what they have to say about this one. 50. So we want to know if the taxes are going to be approved. You filed yesterday, right? Yeah. You remembered to add everything into there, right? You didn't leave anything out because the rain. I have to look at these cards a little bit of a different way than I would normally because it's a financial question there. So I got code 152 so far. That's good. I filed yesterday. So the rain card means, did you let out enough information that could be that nice, light, happy rain? Or did you be there in a bit? I got to go get my wife's meal real quick. I'll be right back. Be right there. Are you up? Do you want your meal now or not? That's why I asked if you were up. I hope you don't mind keeping my door open right now because it's a little hot in there. Yeah. Thanks. All right. So back to your reading, Be New Girl. So just understand that I think you've given the right information that you needed to give. So I don't think you've left anything out. It's just kind of letting you know that you did that job. You let everything out and put it into the paper. Now you've got to wait to see the results. And that's basically what they're saying here. You just got to wait, buddy. The fermentation card is all about letting all the ingredients come together so that it can be that life-giving drink that you want to have. You know how this card works. You put all the ingredients in there, and then you've got to kind of let it break down and smush all together and let it fermentate so that it can become the elixir of life. That means your tax person is finally pouring that out. TurboTaxes right now is clearing out all that stuff, and eventually they pretty much get back to you within a couple of days. I've used TurboTax, so just on a mundane note, give it a couple of days, but usually they let you know pretty much right away whether you've been approved or not. So but I believe from what I'm feeling that this is also the molding card into what you wanted it to be. So I'm going to take the molding card as saying that you did everything, you took it into your own 2 hands, you went to a professional, you did it yourself, and that you're going to mold it into the shape you want it to be. So that means you'll probably get the result that you desired. You will most likely get approved for that, but I can't guarantee it, okay? Because it's a mundane issue. I wish I could, but it will kind of make you feel like you will be embracing yourself at the end of this. So that's why I'm saying you will probably get approved, because the embrace card is saying I love me because of what I did. So I guess that's kind of the way I would take that there, bilingual. Be New Girl, sorry, Be New Girl. I still say bilingual. So, and I do have a 5 God card message for you too. As well. That might have nothing to do with the tax question. Okay, well, you know what? I get paid in 2 days, so if it happens, it happens, I asked friends for help the other day, and I kind of got slammed down and told, no, don't ever do that ever again in my chats. And I did made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? And I guess I've made a couple too many mistakes in their chat. So open it. All right, you want to see what these cards are trying to tell you, right? So what are they trying to say to you, my friend? Well, first they want you to know that there's fertile ground ahead, that you've planted the right seeds. Now you have to bring that sunshine in and allow it to start to grow. How you take care of it now will be what you do with it. So even though you do want to give me some of this money, I want you to put some of this money away so that it can grow somewhere in the future, so that you have that for yourself. Okay, I appreciate that you want to give me your money, but I want you to be healthy in a financial way yourself first. Okay, make sure you're okay first before giving anybody else anything. That's how you're going to make those plants grow in your own life. So use it to your advantage as well. Don't go spending it on the fun thing we wanted to spend it on. Let's put some of it away for a rainy day, because they're trying to make you feel more at home and at peace with what's going on right now. They want you to find this self within yourself, this part of yourself where you can start to live, so that you can go outside of where you've built and start to walk out of this room into the world again. They want you to start to explore the world and start to achieve some of those things. They want you to get that big picture. The tapestry in which you've created are trying to tell you right now that what you are about to weave will become important to you somewhere in the future. How you design this and what artistry you put into it may be something where people won't understand why you're doing it and why you're doing it for this reason, but it's not about that. It's about you creating it in the first place and putting it in a place in your life where you can be proud of what you've made. They want you to get back around those people and those community people again, the people who are in real life, who are going to help share the stories, who are going to help you get that right information and get you all of that wonderful stuff that you needed to know today, to bounce off those ideas, to help them help you get that fire red hot of transformation and change once again. What they're trying not to get you to do is put yourself in this, I'm blocking myself off from everything and everybody again because now I feel safe again. No. No more safety nets for you. We need to start to open ourselves up to the possibilities of all that which the world has to give us. And that is your God card message for today there, Be New Girl. That all means one thing to you. You and your higher power have to figure the rest out. I'm glad that you finally got your internet back working again. But generally what I'm getting from that message, there for you there, Be New Girl, is just more than anything. I think they just want you to kind of concentrate on keeping yourself healthy right now the most. So, well, just kind of a little bit of a subtle reminder. Hey, don't forget to take care of self too. Is this Ray we're doing a reading for, or is this Marshmallow that we're doing a reading for? Because you guys kind of bounce back and forth between people. Yeah, I know you got this. I know you got it, no problem. Like I said, according to your cards, everything should be working out just fine, but you never know. All right, Marshmallow, whenever you're ready. I need a steak too. I need a pizza. I want a lot of things right now. Will I pass the math exams? Okay, here we go. Give me your numbers. Let me do a cleansing shuffle for you first and foremost before I do anything else here. Cleansing shuffle for Marshmallow. And it's Marshmallow, not Ray. Hey, Mel, how you doing? All right, here are your 9 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 God card so far. 7, 8, and 9. Those are very important numbers to me, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8th card is now on top. Are you ready for the answer, Mallow? Are you really ready? Is this Ray? Are you both trying to... Anyway, let's get those answered. How about that? Oof. Never be scared that you did the best job you could ever have done. So, shoot it, we said. So, first and foremost, be happy with what you did do, because I don't think you didn't pass this, okay? I think you did a very good job. I think you're going to be a little bit surprised on how well you did, honestly. I think you're going to go, wow, I did that good? Kind of a reaction is what I'm feeling here. The enjoy card means time to find the joy in it. That you knew you did as much as you could do. You did all of that which you could do on that test. You tried. You did your best. You did the studying you were supposed to do. You went in there with confident attitude. Now you're just kind of scared of what the result is going to be. Don't be scared, because you know what you did to make that be the best possible exam you could take, right? Now you have to find... Okay, if I fail, Dad will tell at me. Will yell at you? Well, I don't think he'll yell at you for failing, okay? They're not trying to yell at you for any reason. He's trying to show you that, yeah, you didn't do it all the way, but that doesn't mean you have failed. That means you have an opportunity to succeed even better next time. So just remind yourself, I wouldn't give yourself all these negative thoughts and feelings. You need to start to put the positive out there, that positive reinforcing feelings. If you want a positive result, you got to give the universe that positive thinking vibes. That's why you have to believe that you did everything you could do. This great heart code means you did it. You've done everything you were supposed to do. You got all of the things you were supposed to answer correctly. That you are going to be in a position where you'll be more put together than you ever be. You will reach that stage of maturity. And you're so scared of failure, maybe you're scared to succeed. Maybe you're scared what this means if you succeed, right? Because you won't have to relearn this lesson again, because you learned it. It's graduation day for you in this pupil card this time, all right? Because graduation day means it's time for you to realize that it was a part of the journey. All of the struggle and everything you did with this math test, you had to kind of go back and relearn it a little bit so that you didn't have to learn it anymore after this. So say to yourself, you've done it, you've learned it, you've gotten it down. Believe that what you've been taught has been, a test is just a reflection of all that which you have learned. You're not passing or failing any test. You're learning from that. Remind yourself of that. I think you're going to pass this one, though. I really do. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the result you get. I think you're going to get a better than you expect result. That's my honest intuition. But the Destiny card is saying this little thing that you've just completed will start to help to build those safety nets around you so that you can start to say, look, I did it. Now I can prove, I've proven to myself that I've done that. I'm putting that block down into my foundation so that I know if I'm ever faced with it ever again, I am going to be ready for that. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is a pretty good positive outlook for you there, okay? Do you want your God card there, my friend? That tells you something you need to know today. And St. Paul, you are next in line. I really doubt your mom is going to yell at you for not. Do you want to see your God card? I said yes. Let me show you your cards again, okay? Let me show you what I got, okay? Let me show you what you got. You got the Enjoy card, right? You got the Great Oak card, right? You got the Pupil card, right? And then you got the Build card, right? Finding the happy, knowing you completed something, knowing you don't have to relearn it again, building on a foundation for your future. I don't think you could have gotten a better answer, honestly. Candle went out. All right, candle's lit. Okay, do you want to see your God card today? No need to see the God card today? Or yes, you do want to see your God card. And then we're going to get to the next reading in line here. Guess what? It's the easy path. That means all the little steps and goals that were met along the way achieved the goal you were trying to achieve. Oh well, see, I didn't see it. I didn't see it say you enabled ass kicking mode. So I didn't see that. So that was my bad. I didn't see that. But it's that easy path. That means that the path before you now will be a lot easier because you'll be able to take one thing at a time from now on. That you have met that goal. You did everything you needed to do. This is just more validation for you, honestly. That you've gotten to the end of this path. You may have a new path ahead of you, but you've done the job that you said you wanted yourself to do. I really think that's just a validation for you. So, there you go. More validation. Sen, I'm going to give you a nice cleansing shuffle so that you can get your reading done. Let's see here. So whenever you're ready, please throw me your numbers and or question. And let's find out what you need to know today as I begin to look at some of the peeps, see if my friend has made it on today or not. If not, I've got the other place we'll go. Because I'm going to raid out after this reading, guys. I'm hungry and want something to eat. And the person I was going to go raid, I can't raid anymore. So, so I had to go. Finding someone else that I can think of that will be good, and I know exactly who we're gonna go to. You know what I'm saying? No, exactly. We're gonna go to my homeboy, because he's online right now. Send Paul 10 and 46. You got it. Here is your 10 shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. God card on the 5th one. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And the 46th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the 46th card is now on top, my friend. Let's see what you need to know today. A general reading for you today, my friend. I think that's what you want. Any questions, please let me know now. And you do have a one God card message today. And we are done with readings for today after this one. So, yeah, I thought it was a general. I was pretty sure it was a general. So, usually, they, even though I ask you, they kind of let me know here and there once in a while. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like one of those things that you need to do here. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you need to know today? Sen, one of the things that you're kind of currently going through right now is this resilient phase. the overcoming and getting through the battle. You kind of feel like you just got through the battle a little bit. You kind of had to learn a little bit about how to take your licks, but still keep growing on the inside. You've realized that even though you may feel stopped, the life's blood never stops flowing within you. You never stop growing. You never stop living. You are going to use all that which you have within yourself to grow. Even if that means you have to peel away all that which you do not need anymore, just like a paper birch tree does. And it peels that skin away to open up that brand new avenue for that new light, that new air to come into its very being. And as you are learning how to do that, you are learning how to throw away some of that which is no longer serving you any purpose. This was designed to show you what you don't need in your life anymore, what you need to start to let go of so that it can be used for that fertilizer somewhere in the future. But it's just beginning the process of letting it go and letting it become something that can be utilized in that future. Why are you going through this in the future anyway? Because it's time to get that volcano ready to blow its top. It's time to be passionately driven about your goals, your dreams. It's time for you to start to say, what in my life do I need to utterly destroy so that I can start to achieve those new goals? I need to start to say to myself, if you're in my way, I need you to either move or I'm going to roll over you, because I'm making a brand new path here. And I'm building a brand new life towards where I want myself to be. But that means you have to believe in yourself. You have to give yourself that strength, your power. You have to believe in it. You have to own it. And then you have to do the do, talk the talk, walk the walk. And give your passions your all. Because they want to see your potential open. Because they see the potential of your life right now becoming something you've ever wanted to be. Well, you know how you get there? You open that leaf little by little. It doesn't open up on its own all of the time. What it does do is it takes in the light day by day, the positive feelings you give to yourself, the positive information that you give for your goals, starts to open up that leaf a little bit more. Then you allow these emotional things that you're feeling inside to pour out of you and soak into that grounding earth so that you can let go and release of all the tension, anxiety, and stress that you are feeling so that you can start to open up that leaf even more. Then you allow those calming thoughts to come in that you know you need to be listening to right now to blow open that leaf the rest of the way so that you can start to grow in the full sun for a change. So whatever you're going through right now, I kind of feel, sorry, I had to take a drink there. I kind of feel like that was part of it there. And this potential that you have within you, it's going to be driven by the fortitude and the resilience you gained, what you gave up to get what you wanted in return, and then you use that to make your path be your own, and one that you decide where you want this avenue to lead to, because you're ready to start to grow in new and different ways. And that is your general reading for today, Senpa. And if you want your God card today, please let me know if you would like to see your God card today. What do they want you to do more than anything right now? It's time to listen to the ancient knowledge that we've given you. This inner voice that is inside right now. We are going to open up those ears, open up those eyes, and start to listen to what our high self is trying to communicate with us. And listen for those guides to give us those cues and pay attention for those signs that are leading us the way, because they got your back. They're there to help you, lead you to the direction you said you wanted yourself to be. You need to start to trust that feeling that you are doing it. That's your reading for today, my friend. And your God card as well. I want to say thank you so much for being here, being a part of my community, always coming in and giving me the love that you give me. All of your support means all of the world to me. I really want to say thank you so much for always continually growing, changing. Remember, guys, no matter what I tell you today, you have the right and responsibility to go live the life you've always wanted to live. Just start it by saying today will be the day. This will be that day. that I live my best day ever. That's what it's all about, guys. It's about us experiencing and living within all of that. We're going to go right into one of my friends who is a 420 content creator. He's a party vibe. He is a man with a master plan. He is definitely the vibe. We definitely need some game with snakes energy today. I need it more than ever today, guys. I need to hang out with my homie and just say, you know what? I'm ready. We're ready to rock and roll. So thank you once again. If you guys want to come with me, please give him 5 to 10 minutes of your time before you just run away. So I would appreciate that. All right, give me a second. I'm going to shout him out real quick. And then you guys can follow him if you would like. I would definitely recommend you following this man. He will make your day be better. So go give this man a follow. Oops, I did that wrong. Look at all of that. Look at what I did. I put a space where a space wasn't supposed to be. Okay, I got it. Watch this. Copy, paste, move the little cursor this way. So go check out my main man, Games with Snakes. That's where we're going to go. He is my homie on Twitch. And if I ever make him so mad at me, he doesn't want to be a part of my life, I will stop streaming. I'm telling you this much right now, okay? If he ever says I don't like you anymore, I will stop streaming permanently. Because he is one of the people that I admire the most and look up to the most, and he has definitely helped me get to where I am today. So we're gonna go pay him some much needed love and respect to his channel. And I know he's probably already expecting this, but so here we go, guys. If you guys want to copy my raid message, here is the raid message that you guys can copy and paste if you want. To come along with me, throw a couple emotes in there, let them know that the unknown prophet came their way and you were from his community. All right, I expect you guys to show him all the love, all the help, all the things that you would do here with me as well. So I will see you guys tomorrow at my normal times from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you and have a great day.